Hey there, welcome to the channel. Have you ever come across one of those recipes that you've never heard of or don't even know where it came from? That happens to me once in a while as well, and this week I actually came across one and realized that I had all the ingredients to make it. This is a vintage or retro recipe, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to try it out and see if it's any good. Today we're going to make hot buttered tomato juice. My spin. I'm Jamie with Savorysaver. I share gluten-free recipes, tips, tricks, and resources to make your gluten-free lifestyle easier. So please consider hitting subscribe, and let's see if this is any good. So I came across this recipe on the website 12 Tomatoes, which they have a varied amount of recipes. Not so many gluten-free ones, but they have a bunch of recipes. It was linked from another recipe that they adapted it from. So we're gonna do my spin on it. So I've taken a little bit out of one of the recipes, left one in from something else, and we're going to see what we get. This recipe evidently is from 1970s. It looks like it might have been like in conjunction with Land O'Lakes, which is why the butter got added. Evidently, there's another recipe, hot buttered tomato soup, that has been around since the 50s, so maybe it's a spin on that. I don't like tomato soup typically. I think I've said that on the channel multiple times. Tomato soup, I love tomatoes, but tomato soup usually isn't my thing. We're gonna try this and see what I think. As in one of the recipes, instead of using tomato juice, I'm actually gonna use V8 juice. I like it better, it has more flavor. So I'm gonna use that instead. I've also cut the recipe down because the recipe uses a whole bottle and I'm not gonna do that. So I've cut it down to basically a fourth of the recipe, which can be about 12 ounces. It only takes a few seconds to put together. No hard ingredients in it. Let's see how it actually tastes. So to a small saucepan, I'm gonna add 12 ounces of my V8 juice. I'm gonna add a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, a dash of oregano. The recipe didn't call for it, but I like parsley, so I'm gonna add a little bit of parsley too, I think. The original recipe called for salt. I'm not adding that. I think the tomato juice / V8 juice has plenty. Of course, we can't miss our butter, so I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter. Now I'm just gonna warm this up until the butter is melted and everything's heated through. Should take about 10 minutes and then we'll try it. Okay, it didn't even take 10 minutes to heat through, I don't think. Once the butter was melted, everything was heated through, it was done. 5 or 6 minutes, probably. I actually turned it down a little bit too, because medium was just cooking it or heating it too fast. Let's see how it is. It looks fine, it just looks like hot tomato juice or V8 or whatever you want to call it. I can see the butter on the top as far as the oil from it. So let's see if I like it. Oh, that was a little hotter than I should have taken such a big sip. Okay. It's actually not bad. I can get a little bit of a velvety feel from the butter in it. I do like the V8. I think V8 has more flavor than tomato juice, so I do like that better. It did not need the salt. It could use a little more Worcestershire for me. Some hot sauce would be great in this if you like spicy V8 or tomato juice. Celery salt would be good in this. I'm wondering if I need to try tomato soup again. Okay, retro, vintage, whatever you want to call it. Have you ever heard of this recipe? I hadn't. And I can't say it's going to be the one I'm going to go to again when I went V8 because it's just easier to pour it out of the bottle and have it cold. But we've tried it. I didn't hate it. I may need to try tomato soup again. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this recipe, or if you have other vintage recipes that maybe we need to convert over to gluten-free. Leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video.